no longer news that there is speedy work that is ongoing on the Superhighway location of the signature project of His Excellency Senator Professor Ben Ayade, the Governor of Cross River State. We've been to Bakatsi to give you update on the Superhighway location. Bakatsi is actually 0.0. Of course, we've gone to urban community in Akankpa consistently to give you the update on the progress of work there. We've been also to the Northern Senatorial District, Bekwara precisely, Ikom community to show you what is going on there on the Superhighway. Today I'm reaching you from the Central Senatorial District, Ikom local government area for the Superhighway location. If you look behind me, you can see that the equipment, they are working consistently. The whole team is on ground. My job here is simple: to find out how the people are feeling about this project, the impact this project will bring to the immediate community, and of course to find out from the workers on ground the support that's been given to them by this community. So stay with us as we find out what is going on in this environment.
So what we are doing here, we are just doing the clearing. And if you can see the tapes that are being used to mark, there's a middle tape, which is there's a middle peg that is actually showing the center alignment. The road is about 70 meters wide. So from the center line, 35 to the left, 35 meters to the right. So that's the extent we are opening for now. So at this stage, we are just clearing maybe up to the river. We'll stop there and then we go leftward this way to meet up with those who are clearing from our camp axis down. So that's what we are doing at the moment.
From where the way it is going,
yeah,
we're going to link up with the river here.
Definitely.
And beyond here.
Okay. Beyond the river?
Beyond the river. Will you not enter the village? Become town?
Beyond the river will not hit any village.
Okay.
Because what we've done is, before the alignment was selected, we've used remote sensing techniques, satellite images, open photos and all that, to see where we have settlements.
Okay.
So the selection was done in such a way that all those things are carefully avoided.
Okay.
So we'll not have major casualties. Give or take small
yeah, now those ones can be
compensated.
We can manage those ones. Economic trees, when major houses are involved.
That's where it's a serious problem.
So after we pass through Ikom, to divert back to the other side of the road. Okay. So we'll cross this road twice. Okay. We're crossing here, and again the highway again after Ikom.
That way, because there's a kind of oxbow leg. The road's curved, meandered that way. So the Superhighway is going to cut at the segment, go through and cut at the other segment before it gets to the forest.
But you don't intend to destroy this road?
No. There will be flyovers. The final designs will be determined by the German engineers who are already on ground. So they are going to look at locations like this and then come up with the best kind of exchange that will take care of.
Good flyover, so that vehicles are going down once using the Superhighway
going on something.
The one up there is also center line. From the center, we measure 35 meters to the right and then 35 to the left, which gives a total width of about 70 meters for the road itself.
So this peg and the other one,
from here to that one, 35.
So are you going like this, or you're going like this?
If you look at the direction of that one and this one, it shows that we are going like this. Of course, we'll continue
about every 30 meters, slanting this way.
There will be plenty of bends on this road.
Bends?
Well,
don't you think so?
Not that many.
Not that many.
Because the idea actually was to have, if possible, a straight Superhighway.
Okay.
You know, but when we got to the Akanko axis, where the national park is, you remember the event that happened before the president came. So we had to find a way to avoid the national park and the settlements and so on. We found a way to avoid, affecting too many people because of compensation issues and all that. So that's why we have few bends, not really many bends.
What I'm saying, there may be a lot of bends. imagine that you're going this way. You have to, so that you can, avoiding the settlement means that you must have to round the settlement.
Definitely.
Is that not so?
Definitely.
That's going to be a bend.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you will avoid so many other settlements as you go ahead. Don't you think so?
We have already done so by the alignment.
Right.
Okay, and from the alignment, as you could see on the map we showed you in your office, there weren't too many bends on that alignment. But where we needed to do one or two, we did to ensure that we're safe.
So let's assume that, okay, assuming as this road goes the way it is going, is there anywhere the road empties into Ikom so that, because two things speaks for our economic viability.
Okay.
One is the number of people traveling through Ikom Obudu, Ikom Ogoja road.
Yeah.
So if you now do this superhighway, you are cutting off, you're almost cutting off the town totally. I think you understand.
We access the road.
And there is no major opening apart from this federal highway, which of course should link up with the superhighway. And nobody will want to leave the superhighway to go back and travel through unless for whatsoever reason. You know, so the superhighway is meant to boost us economically and otherwise, you know. So, but if is there any opening up that will link Ikom openly to the road?
Well, to react to that, I could say that Ikom is one of the few very lucky local governments in the state.
Really?
Present alignment we are using.
Okay.
Because it's only Ikom that the superhighway is cutting up to 3 locations.
Yeah, that's good.
You see that? It's only Ikom.
Okay.
So Ikom is most favored when it comes to the superhighway. So we're going to bring more development because wherever the road passes. And the idea of the governor about the superhighway is such that maybe 500 meters or more from the superhighway will be reserved for regulated development, the kind of new cities and all of that. So Ikom stands to enjoy all of that than any other local government.
Perhaps that's the most reason I'm taking this care.
Exactly.
Doctor, we can go into the interview. Everyone is so passionate about the signature project of His Excellency Senator Benayade, the governor of Cross River State. He started this program with the chairman taking a tour of this side. He has asked very, very, pertinent questions about the superhighway location as regards to the Ikom local government, because in every process, everybody wants to know what is in the process for them. And I want to also find out from the chairman some basic issues. What's your expectation concerning this project?
This project, the superhighway project, is a project of our pride. A project of our pride in the sense that it's going to be the first in Africa. The first superhighway in this region. And I, as an individual, as a person, I had always prided myself as a cross-riverian. I had too many things that I pride myself of. The superhighway has added more to that. So my expectations is like the expectation of every common cross-riverian. We want this project to be done and be completed. We want this project to help to boost our economic viability. Just like part of the explanations we've heard from the guys on site, that Ikom is one of the luckiest of all local government where the superhighway is going to traverse through. That the superhighway is going to traverse through Ikom in about 3 major areas where there will be openings. And as these openings are created, they'll bring development first. We know that where roads pass, people go there to develop. New cities will be established. Our economy will be viable, it will be boosted because everybody wants to go through here. And for our youths, I'd ask them to key into whatever is going on here. Plenty of them are unemployed, plenty of them are redundant. I expect that this project will gainfully employ so many of them, temporarily and permanently. So for us it is key, and we welcome it, we claim it, we are ready to do our best, give our all, to make sure this project succeeds.
When we say it's superhighway has to be straight, which I know that they're going to come in contact with some economic threats, some farmland. They're going to come in contact with even houses. So as the chairman of Ikom local government, what have you done to ensure that you help the engineers on site to create the needed advocacy, sensitization of the people? And then in terms of even compensation, have you been in contact with the government of Cross River State?
Until on Monday, that we got to know fully that the superhighway project has started in other councils. And this segment work is to commence from on Tuesday, as the case was. We hadn't any fair knowledge of how it is going to go, which communities will be involved and which communities won't be involved. But by that Monday or Tuesday, as the case was, we're able to sensitize a few of the communities where the superhighway is going to transverse. We've spoken to them. In their wisdom, the projectors of this project, they have used their scientific mechanisms to draw out the lines of this road in a manner that settlements will not be highly affected. For economic trees, for the purpose of development, we don't mind if our economic trees are destroyed. We are gregarian people, we are predominantly farmers. So most of these economic trees, we are sustained by them. So it will affect us. But if that's the price we will pay for development, we are ready to go with it.
All right, I'm so excited that there's total support for the signature project of the governor from Ikom local government. If we are to maintain standard, there are some settlements that will have to go down. Have you thought of that?
If we discover that settlements will be affected, I'll mount a brief to His Excellency the Governor, and we'll all put our heads together to see what we can do to alleviate whoever is affected by this development. But for us, this development is key.
For the government of Cross River State that has taken the initiative to create this alternative for the people of Cross River State by putting together a 6-lane superhighway project, what will be your message to them?
I had always commended the governor because for me, he's a man with a heart of gold and a man who has his people at heart. And a man who thinks beyond the box. That's the reason for which he can bring to bear an initiative of this nature. So I want to say to Cross Riverians, we are blessed with Governor Benayade as our governor. God knows why he brought him to serve us as governor in a time like this. God who brought him will direct him. He will lead him, he will enable him, he will empower him to do everything he had desired to do for the better of a common man in Cross River State. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to find out from the mechanical engineer on site here. I want to find out his experience since they got to Ikom local government. So what's your name?
My name is Akbar.
Okay. What would you say about your experiences you got here?
I cannot say anything because the work is going very fast and they will be very good for the people and is a good road for the people and is good project and I cannot say anything about it. Just
challenges?
No any challenges. Just I came today.
And your machines are there?
Machine is very good. Machine don't have any problem. Machine are new. There is no any problem.
Okay, what kind of machine are you using for this job?
Caterpillar D7.
D7?
Yes.
So you can say that is the best standard. That's what could be used for any superhighway elsewhere in the world?
Yes. We can use it more than we have a lot of machinery in Ikom, Akampa and Bakwara. Our people are working there. There is no any challenges.
All right, you've heard from the mechanical engineer. He has told us his own brief opinion on the location here at Ikom local government. Each time I go to give this progress update on the superhighway, I like going back to the map to find out the alignment issues. Is this road properly aligned? Because at the end of the day, what we are after is to have a standard superhighway, a superhighway that is equal to none in the rest of Africa. That's why we have to always cross-check these details to find out that we are on track. All right, Philip, can you take us on the alignment for Ikom superhighway location? And notice that this is the only location that we had to cross the road to walk on the other side. So can we just look at the alignment? Going back to the map.
This is the map showing the alignment of the superhighway from the very beginning at the seaport gate, running across the state to our boundary with Benue State. If you look closely, Ikom is here.
Okay, at the middle.
At the middle here, somewhere at the middle. All right. This purple line is the superhighway. As you can see, it's running down. Whereas this yellow line is the federal road, the existing federal road. Okay. So you can see how snaky this one is in comparison with this that is supposed to be a straight line, if not for the Cross River National Park that we avoided. Okay. So it is only this bulge avoiding the national park that gives it a bit of a curve. Otherwise, it would have been more or less a straight line. We know we can't ever have a straight line road anywhere in the world. We don't have one, you know, but ours, if not for the national park, would have just been a straight line. I keep saying that what is making this road looks as if it has several bends is because the existing federal road is so snaky. Now imagine at this point, this is the Ikom River, okay, and this is where we are standing, where the superhighway is crossing the existing road here, and then after this point we are going to get to the river somewhere that direction. And then after the river, it cuts the federal road again at some point in front, maybe somewhere around on their axis also. And then it goes back to more or less the straight alignment.
This bend here, it's so deep like this. Yeah. Now, can we totally avoid some of this settlement coming down for us to maintain standard?
Well, not massively. A few buildings will be touched, no doubt about that. Okay, but not, I don't know of any particular village that will be so terribly affected. Maybe somewhere in Ikom we might touch a few more buildings. But apart from that, the entire superhighway alignment has avoided as much as possible settlement. I
know that some places are hilly, some are just flat. So how would you describe the experience here in Ikom local government? So
far so good. We don't have any heavy challenge with topography. The topography in Ikom, for now, we haven't done up to kilometer yet, but what we have encountered so far is good. We don't have deep valleys or terrible mountains as we might have experienced in some places. For now, I think we are good.
All right, so how would you describe your relationship with the host community?
Fantastic relationship. In fact, in my update to His Excellency, I told him Ikom has given us the best sensitization ever. We have been to Akankpa, we have been to Bakassi, we have been to Akpabio, we have been to Bekwara local government. What we experience in Ikom, for me, is the best ever. We might have something better after now, I don't know. But so far, so good. Ikom has given us a very warm welcome and hosting.
How many kilometers do you still need to cover before you link up with other locations?
Seriously speaking, in Akankpa, where the groundbreaking was done, from Akankpa to Bakassi, is about 61 kilometers. So a bit of work is going on in Bakassi and serious work is going on in Akankpa. So to link up Akankpa to Bakassi, we have like 61 kilometers to go. At the location in Ikom, we have more or less about 80 kilometers or slightly above that to link up from Ikom to Akankpa, where we had started work earlier on. Then from where we are in Ikom to where work is going on in Bekwara, maybe that should be another 100 and something kilometers.
How achievable is this, getting this road ready in 2 years?
If you ask me, I'll tell you the 2 years deadline is achievable. Our governor is full of vision. In fact, we have segmented the work. As I speak to you at this time, work is ongoing in Bekwara. Here we are in Ikom working. People are in Akankpa working. and there's a slide of work also going on in Bakassi. So you can see that the three senatorial districts of the state are enjoying activities of the superhighway as I speak to you. Okay. So nobody's left out. All the senatorial districts are having the impact of the superhighway already. Okay. So in no distant time, those working from Bekwara will be meeting with us who are working in Ikom, and those of us working in Ikom southward will be meeting with those working in Akankpa, and those in Akankpa will be joining with Bakassi. I'm sure in the next 1 year, this land clearing thing will be all done. Okay. Yeah.
Before the actual
even before we are done with the clearing, full earth work must have started in some areas of the road.
Right. So I heard that your earth work is going to start from the north. Why is that?
It's so because the season we are now, the northern part of the state, the ground is firmer than the south. Right. The south, we have a lot of swampy areas, so we need the heart of the dry season to be able to do significant work in that side. Okay. So that's why we prefer to start from the northern senatorial district. For the people of Cross River State who are watching you right here from Ikom local government area, what do you have to say to them? I want to tell the people of Cross River State that the vision of our beloved governor, Senator Professor Benayade, is real. It's no mystery, it's no might, it's no mirage, as some people are thinking. The work is real, it's ongoing, it's progressive, as you can see. We are working at sites. It's not about telling stories or political manifesto. This is real action, as you can see on ground. So I want every Cross Riverian to throw their support behind the governor and his vision, and together we shall achieve this road and the seaport. Just heard from Philip. Philip is GIS analyst. Going to talk to more people, like, because in a community you have to pay homage. They've done that with their sensitization, but at my own little capacity, I also have to speak with those that live here to tell me how they feel about the superhighway here in Ikom local government. Stay with us. So what's your name?
I'm Pastor Difonosim.
Okay. And you?
Elder Emmanuel So.
All right, I hear that you are the Town Council Secretary. What's your opinion about the superhighway project here in Ikom local government?
My opinion is that this is what we have been longing for long. As it came, in fact, it's a pleasure, and we are all excited as they have started the job. So
what about you as a youth leader?
I know that all of us are very happy. That is why I can see my youth behind me. They are very happy just to give the workers here the dim security that is made for this place. Because they are outside the town, and so we must have to give them security, and that is why we are here.
So how do you feel about the project?
We are very happy because I know that in Superhighway, when it comes to reality, my people will be benefited. All the youths will have something doing.
Now the Town Council, I know you people are in charge of information dissemination. So what are you going to do to help these engineers that are on site here for this job?
Well, as the Town Council Secretary, the information reached us yesterday that they are bulldozing everything down here, and I brought some people to see that we stopped the job. But when I come to find out that it is the superhighway, when I went back to the community, I told them they were excited, and that's why you see everybody is calm. Even the youth, they are calm. Even the things that they are destroyed, you must destroy before you have anything good. So that is why we are not bothered again. Even they were talking of compensation. I have to tell them about the compensation, that we will see about that. And I thank God, as our chairman came, I heard him talking something about that compensation, that do things like houses and may be compensated, but like economic trees and other ones that we have to sacrifice, we are ready to abide to those terms.
All right, for the government of Cross River State, who has made this possible, that every Cross Riverian should be able to travel freely without any obstruction or hindrance, what's your message to the governor and the government of Cross River?
I know that the government of Cross River State is good, and my own personal prayer to Senator Professor Benayade is that if for me alone, with this power of the superhighway, he would have been there for even 10 tenors so as to achieve this one. But since the government said it's 2 years, I know that I will stand by him in that tenor all. And my youths will be by him. The Lulumo youths are not always set back whenever it comes to political business. And so we'll do all to make sure we stand by our man, and nothing ill will meet him until the tenor and until the superhighway is achieved in Ikom.
That's interesting. So what's your message now to government and the people of Cross River?
Our message to the government is that, in fact, we have seen that democracy is good, because this is the dividend of democracy to what they have been telling us. It's not just coming to give us stories. This project has been carried on for long, but we thank God for the type of governor that we have, Professor Benayade. As a vision leader, it has commenced. I plead with the government that it should not just be escalating of the earth, but we should see the completion of the roads.
On this edition of the program, it's been a wonderful experience here at Ikom local government area of Cross River State. You heard from the chairman of council, you heard from the geographic information analyst Philip Otigbo that has been on ground all through the process. Of course, you heard from their youth leader, and everyone who spoke has said that they have understood that this signature project of the governor, the Superhighway, is a commendable project and is a project that will impact on the economy of their community and Cross River State as a whole. My job is always to let you know the progress of work on all the government projects and to give you update on the happenings within the administration of Senator Professor Benayade, the governor of Cross River State. Stay with us as we do that on a weekly basis, letting you know what is happening across the state. Keep watching other exciting programs on our station. Bye-bye.